Maya Ellison, the black CEO of Crestview National Bank, had barely taken 3 steps into her own branch when a young teller pointed at her and snapped, "Ma'am, you don't belong here. This line is for real clients only." The words sliced through the morning air, sharp enough that several customers lifted their heads in shock. Maya, dressed in an immaculate navy power suit and carrying a sleek leather folder, stopped mid-stride. She didn't raise her voice, didn't even frown. She simply studied the girl as if observing a predictable storm she'd seen 1,000 times before. But the teller only grew bolder. "This area is for premium account holders," she continued, eyeing Maya from head to toe with thinly veiled judgment. "Try the community bank 2 blocks down. They can assist people like you." Her tone was laced with the kind of arrogance born out of unchecked behavior and ignorance. Behind the counter, her coworker snickered under his breath, pretending to rearrange brochures. Maya said nothing yet. She watched how long they would continue digging their own graves. The teller rolled her eyes again. "Ma'am, step back. You're disrupting actual business." A father in line muttered, "That's the CEO," but the teller ignored him. She leaned forward, lowering her voice while keeping her condescension high. "You really need to leave before security gets involved." Maya's calm expression didn't shift, not because the words didn't sting, but because she had learned that her silence often revealed more truth than any argument ever could. She placed her folder on the counter, and the teller instantly pushed it back with 2 fingers as if touching it would contaminate her acrylic nails. "We don't take walk-ins like this." Maya inhaled slowly, the air in the room tightening like a drawn bow. She was used to being underestimated, but today, the disrespect wasn't just unprofessional. It was personal, loud, and witnessed by an entire lobby of stunned customers who suddenly understood they were watching something unforgettable. The teller smirked. "Are you going to step back now, or do I call security?" Maya finally spoke, softly, dangerously calm. "Call whoever you think you need." But before the teller could open her mouth again, the doors of the manager's office burst open and the branch manager nearly tripped rushing out. When he saw Maya standing there, his face drained of color. "CO Ellison, ma'am, what on earth?" The teller froze, her confident smirk collapsing into panic. And for the first time, she looked truly afraid. The manager had sweat gathering at his temples as he stumbled toward Maya with the frantic energy of someone witnessing their career slip through their fingers. "Ms. Ellison, I had no idea you were coming today," he said breathlessly. The teller blinked rapidly, staring at Maya's badge as if seeing it for the first time. "CCCO," she stammered. Her arrogance dissolved instantly, replaced by dread. Maya calmly slid her badge across the counter, the gold Crestview emblem gleaming under the bright lobby lights. "I believe your employee said I do not belong here," she replied evenly. Customers watched like spectators at a courtroom hearing. Some folded their arms, nodding under their breath. Others whispered things like, "She deserves this." And finally, someone's holding them accountable. The manager scrambled for excuses. She's new. She's inexperienced. She didn't mean. Maya cut him off without raising her voice. "Is discrimination part of her training?" The manager swallowed hard. "No, ma'am. Absolutely not." Yet she felt confident enough to do it loudly, publicly, and repeatedly, Maya said. "Which tells me this branch culture allows it." More whispers from the crowd. The teller tried to speak, but Maya held up her hand, a silent command that froze her mid-breath. "Don't apologize now," Maya told her. "Apologies mean nothing when they only appear after consequences do." The room went silent except for the faint beeping of an ATM. Maya turned to the manager. "Bring me your last month of performance logs, customer service reports, complaint files, and internal footage." The manager blinked. "Ma'am." "Now," Maya said. Her voice was gentle but carried the weight of authority that allowed no argument. Within seconds, the branch erupted in frantic motion. Employees whispered, panicked, rushing to gather files. Customers moved aside as staff sprinted past them. The teller stood paralyzed in place, shaking. She finally understood who she had insulted, and what it was going to cost her. When the documents arrived, Maya scanned them with a precision that made the entire staff hold their breath. Every page confirmed what she already sensed. This branch was rotten from the inside. Repeated complaints of rude behavior. Delayed service. Ignored requests. Notes of verbal warnings issued, yet no improvement. The teller who insulted her had 4 separate complaints. The assistant manager had 2. Even the branch manager had been flagged for negligence twice. Maya placed the papers down in a neat stack. "You were aware of all this," she said to the manager. He tried to speak, but his voice failed him. We were working on it." "You failed," she said simply. Then she turned to the customers. "You've experienced the effects of this failure, haven't you?" "Absolutely," a woman said. "They treat everyone badly here." "Rude staff every time," another man added. Maya nodded once. Then she delivered the verdict. "Effective immediately," she said. "This entire branch staff is terminated." Gasps shot through the room like electricity. The teller collapsed into a chair. The assistant manager leaned on the wall for support. The branch manager whispered, No, please." But Maya didn't flinch. "This bank was built on dignity, fairness, and respect," she said. "This branch has violated those values again and again." She paused. "This ends today." Maya moved through the quieting lobby with the calm precision of someone used to commanding attention without raising her voice, her heels clicking softly against the polished tile floor. She instructed the security guard to escort each dismissed employee to gather their belongings, emphasizing that the process should be dignified and professional. No yelling, no unnecessary embarrassment, no drawn-out confrontation. The staff, some shaking, some with heads bowed in disbelief, shuffled past her as she watched carefully, noting every reaction. The assistant manager's frantic attempts to speak, the teller's trembling hands as she clutched a stack of personal items, the branch manager trying to rationalize what had just happened, only to falter under Maya's unwavering gaze. Meanwhile, customers in the lobby whispered to one another, casting glances of awe and relief toward Maya, murmuring things like, "Finally, someone held them accountable," and "She didn't even raise her voice, but everyone's frozen." Maya paused briefly at the counter to address each of them personally, offering polite apologies for the branch's repeated failures and promising that service would resume at full capacity once corporate staff were in place, all the while projecting a sense of calm authority that left no doubt she controlled the situation. The young teller who had insulted her approached tentatively, tears in her eyes, her voice barely audible as she stammered, "Ms. Ellison, I'm so sorry. I was wrong. I shouldn't have spoken to you like that." Maya's expression softened just slightly, not in sympathy, but in measured reflection. "People don't lose their jobs for one mistake," she said evenly. "They lose them for repeating the same mistakes without learning or showing respect. You've now had the chance to see the consequences of your actions. Take this experience and let it make you better, not bitter." The girl nodded, biting her lip, tears streaming down her cheeks, and whispered, I understand." Meanwhile, Maya continued overseeing the final logistics. The temporary corporate audit team was arriving to stabilize essential services, the branch manager was coordinating security measures, and all customers were being offered priority assistance and compensation for their wait. Each movement she made was deliberate, her calm demeanor underscoring her authority and decisiveness, and her presence seemed to radiate both justice and reassurance throughout the room. Once the last employee had left and the lobby quieted to a still hum of shocked conversation, Maya finally stepped outside into the bright sunlight, allowing the warmth to wash over her face, her eyes scanning the city street that reflected a world she had just reminded of the value of dignity and respect. A few customers followed her, eager to thank her personally, and one elderly man, leaning slightly on his cane, said softly, "Ma'am, you handled that with grace. Most people would have yelled, or made a scene." Maya smiled faintly, a mixture of relief and quiet pride in her expression. "Power isn't proven by how loud you are or how many people you intimidate," she replied, glancing back toward the now closed bank. "It's proven by the change you create, the standards you uphold, and the courage to act when it's needed most. As she approached her sleek black car waiting curbside, the same one she drove to countless corporate meetings, she felt the quiet satisfaction of knowing that today, respect had been restored and a culture of negligence and arrogance had been decisively challenged. The car door opened, and she slid inside effortlessly, glancing one last time at the branch. Inside, whispers spread through the lobby and city block about the black CEO who had walked in, insulted and underestimated, yet had remained composed, deliberate, and resolute, leaving behind not chaos, but a clear message. Disrespect would no longer be tolerated, and true leadership meant holding everyone to the standards they professed but often failed to meet.